Are we getting right into it?
Yes.
All right. Welcome to episode...
Hang on, you're really loud.
He's excited.
I think you're more excited now than when you tested your audio.
Maybe.
Here, I'll do it. You talk. You talk. Go.
All right. Welcome. Is that
talking.
good? Welcome. Hello.
All right. Oh, I'm louder too. I think we get excited when we're actually recording. Just keep it a little bit tamed. That's good.
Good. Boom, 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 boom.
Got it.
Welcome to episode 55 of KT Confidential. We are joined today. We are pretty excited for this one.
Yes.
It's a little bit wet and rainy out there, and we're going to talk closets, amongst other things, with Sean from Closet Envy.
Correct. We are. I hope we are.
Yes.
We'll talk a little bit of closets. We'll talk a little bit of what's going on in the world today.
So I have to be honest. When we booked you on, I didn't know much about you or your company.
Oh, thanks.
And I've not done much research. I've just been
Thanks again.
very busy.
Okay.
So what we do like to do to start off our podcast is just have you kind of give us some background on you, like from birth until now. How did you end up here?
Here in the chair or here in closets?
It would be a really funny story if he was born in a closet.
That would be very appropriate.
You know, I'll ask my mom on that one. I don't think so, though. Pretty sure it's Joe Brandt. But I'll check. You know, the short version or long version. How much time do we have?
Whatever you need.
Okay. Let's go short, and then we can extrapolate from there.
Okay.
So short version is I one time went to an employment agency and said, hey, find me a job. I got a couple weeks back before school. You know, I don't know what to do with my days. And they said, okay, cool, go here. And I did. And that place, the factory, they manufacture closet parts.
Okay.
So this factory mass-produces closet parts all day long for a company in the U.S. called Closet Made. And Closet Made, at the time, this was probably, I'm bad at the dates. So I'm going to say like 2002-ish, give or take a few years. And they would mass produce stuff all day long. So the majority of the guys would make a board, and you don't really know what that board is. It's a board that comes on the machine, comes off the machine. Whereas when I went back to school, they said, hey, you know, you can work here whenever you want. And the two owners of the company helped me, or I guess I helped them, package up specific custom orders for closets. So what you would need in your house or what you need in your house. And then I'd kind of look at the dollar value of the invoice and be like, holy shit, man, like it's like 6 boxes and it's, you know, $1,200.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, that's what we sell it for. The end user pays, you know, 3 times that or whatever the numbers are.
Yeah.
So I thought like dollar signs are like rolling through my eyes like Scrooge McDuck. And that's kind of the short version. That's how I got into it. They kind of put me in touch. I said, hey man, like, why don't I do that? And they put me in touch with who I needed to. And then one thing led to another, and now I have a closet company.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it has expanded outside of closets?
Yeah, so we do custom closets. They're like the cash flow every day. We do those. We do custom garages. So we do epoxy floors. We do Swiss Trax floors. We do overhead racks. We do slat wall. We do, you know, we can arrange for car lifts for you. We can arrange garage door openers. Basically take your garage and turn it into a super fancy thing. Cool. And then the closets that's kind of the outside of the house. The inside of the house is, you know, closets, pantries, home office, entertainment unit, you know, if we really want. So
yeah.
Pretty much anything. We do some work here in Milton with Milton Community Resource Center. We do a lot of work for them. They, I don't know what we do for them, but they always have these big projects that they call us on, and we do these cabinets that they lock up because they're multi-use rooms. So one person wants to lock up their stuff, and then the next person can't get into that cabinet, or they have daycares. I don't know what they do, so I'm going to really dig myself in a hole here if they listen. But we do some cool stuff for them.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, residential, it's commercial, institutional. We do some school stuff, whatever we can.
So how long have you been in the business now?
2012, so 7 years.
A big thing with closets too, or just storage in general, is, I mean, especially in Milton, we see it all the time, especially with like new construction homes where they're just basic one rail and a shelf on top.
Yeah, I love that.
And they're just so they're not very functional at all.
Can I swear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whew.
Yeah. By all means. They're not functional at all. Especially if you have like for a child, you're hanging clothes that are like 12 inches tall, and you have all this extra space you could put stuff.
Did you do anything in your closets?
No.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet. So
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I probably want to talk to you about Pantry.
He's an easy sell.
Yeah?
I am a very
I'm
easy
frugal,
sell.
but he's a really easy sell.
I had all of my closets done, or all of our primary closets, the ones that we use. So I think there's 4 or 5
Can I be
closets.
super nosy and ask who did it?
Yes, and I was going to mention it.
Okay. Kidding, had to get-
California Closets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's all right. They're actually a really good company.
I got to tell you, they did a pretty good job.
How long ago?
3-4 years.
Do you know who the designer was?
About 3 years ago. Trish, I believe.
Okay. So I hired one of their designers, Melissa.
Oh, okay.
She's a superstar. So I was hoping it was her.
Yeah.
But I hear Trish is good too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I didn't have anything. My interactions with her were pretty neutral. I think she did a fine job, but really it came down to the whole process. I thought they did a pretty good job from start to finish. The quotation part, I had a little bit of negotiation with them, which was a little bit more difficult than I would have liked.
Yeah.
But me being the salesman I am, I negotiate. But the installation, from start to finish, they did a pretty good job, but they were bloody expensive.
Yeah.
The product itself looks pretty good, I got to say. I was impressed with the final product. What I liked about the design process, and I don't know, you can talk a little bit about your process and what you guys do and what you see, is just to Adrian's point. So I got them done before our twins were born, and they're sharing a room, and they have a big room with a huge double wide closet. That closet with just that one rack from the builder, virtually useless when you have kids, infants, toddlers, small children, right? So what I liked was the design that they came up with, where it's that double racking. We've got some drawers, some shelves, very, very functional and usable space. It was also designed that as they get older, we can accommodate different things. And then in our walk-in closet in our bedroom, I always just got frustrated. And I think a lot of people have that frustration going into their closet and getting ready, and there's shit everywhere, or it's not organized. And it forced us to become neater in our closet. So when my laundry's done, it's nicely folded or put on hangers. Like, I've never had so many clothes on hangers that are just nicely put away.
Properly organized?
Yeah,
that's how it should be.
Properly organized,
Yeah.
Exactly. And it makes you feel better when you're getting ready in the morning. It makes you feel better when you're changing out of your work clothes into your quote-unquote home clothes at night. We got the built-in hamper and some drawers. So I think it was a great investment. I think those are the kinds of things, we get asked this all the time. Oh, does something like that improve the value of my house? And it's hard to justify, because if you spend $10,000 on closets, which we did, do I think we're going to get 10 grand back in resale value? Probably not, but...
See, now I would argue, you guys are obviously pros with real estate. What I would argue is you'll get the money back if that next person has had closets before. So the potential buyer sees that, thinks, well, I've had closets.
Yeah, don't have to
if
do it
someone
again.
knows
Don't
the
have to
value
do
of
it. Yeah, if they know the value.
That, or it could be a lot of different people for many reasons.
Well, you
It
guys
could be-
didn't finish. Let me finish with my but.
Okay, well, you interrupt me a lot, so I was just trying to get
The
mine in.
but, and I'll relate this back to the property we sold last week on Locker Place. It had a kitchen that was just phenomenal, right? looked beautiful. The rest of the house, pretty average.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It was.
Nice house.
It was.
But there's nothing
Basic.
really special that made that house stand out except the kitchen. So the buyer fell in love with that one aspect of the house. Now, when you have a home, much like our homes, we've done a lot of things to them over the years, the basement, the landscaping, this and that. You know, I just had my floors in my garage done. Things like that elevate the look. So if somebody likes the home already, and now you can walk into that closet and go, oh, wow, beautiful custom closet, that differentiates your home between
From
the
the
next
next one.
home.
Yeah.
And does that mean that person now falls in love with your home versus other homes and ends up paying more because of it, or because you have all of these things completed in the house, now you get multiple offers and it drives the house up?
Well, and a big thing for us and our job is when you have features like that, is making sure it becomes a component of the marketing. Because if people don't know the value of it, or maybe they don't even realize it's there for some reason because they're just going through the house quickly. But by educating people, by putting proper marketing in the house and telling them about it, and maybe writing in what the cost of it is, that helps build value. And there's probably a ton of features you can add, like tie racks and belt racks and
hampers.
Whatever. Like you don't want somebody to move into the house and say, "Oh shit, this has a custom built-in tie rack." So you want to make sure people know what it has. So what kind of features can you get? What are big?
Well, laundry hamper you mentioned. So for the closet side, laundry hampers, excuse me, are the best. You know, I can't stand.
Hampers are a pain in the butt. Like, where do you put them?
shit.
They're messy. You don't
Yeah.
want.
You know what I love about it too is the one, I don't know if there's probably a lot of options, but the one we got just tilts out.
Yep.
So you throw your stuff in, and then it's got its self-contained bag that you just pull out and take into the laundry room, and away you go. I took it a bit of a step further because when we had the laundry room done, I had a pull-out hamper installed there as well. So we used the one in the closet for our clothing, the one in the laundry room for all the towels and linens and stuff like that.
Now, what a lot of people do is, so the hamper you have, at the end of the day, to kind of go back, there's really only like 2 or 3 people who make a lot of the things that go,
the components,
the accessories that go in the closet. So the hamper is made probably by a guy out in Vancouver called Tag, and they make those. They make some jewelry inserts. They make the valet rod. They make the tie holder. They make the tie rack, the belt rack. They make a lot of the handles. They make the rods. So it's all coordinated in colors, and it's kind of just a better way to have kind of industry standards that way.
Yep.
So the hamper, they make, depending on the size, you can get 1 bag or 2 same size bags, or 1 bag that's big, 1 that's small. So a lot of people use it for dry cleaning, or like lights and darks. And so in addition,
ours is his and hers.
Yeah, or that, his and hers, or lights and darks, or sometimes we'll do an island.
I don't let Natalie do my laundry anymore. Did I tell you about my socks?
Yeah, you did. I'm not allowed to do laundry either.
Ordered a new pair of socks from Sport Check. They came in the other week. Kids were playing with them.
Like
I'm like,
hand puppets?
where are my... Yeah, kind of. And I said, where are my socks? Oh, I washed them. So I went to get them. Now they really are hand puppets.
Now they're like 2 inches big.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries. I forgot what
I got the belt rack. You asked me accessories.
Oh, yeah, right.
Belt
Accessories.
rack.
Accessories.
And Natalie got the scarf.
Yeah, the little round hooks.
Is there such a thing? Like I like my drawers are relatively organized. Like I fold everything and put them away, and I have a
like
ton
in your dresser.
My dresser, yeah. So I have a ton of socks. Like, can you get like a special type of drawer for socks?
Sure, why not?
Well, there isn't anything made for that, but we can make
like what about the ones for ties? Like when you
like little square compartments.
Yeah, so we tend to make those either. We'll do them in wood. We'll do them in plexiglass. Or we don't make them ourselves. We get someone to make them, or like a suede or a fake leather, and so just little compartments. Horrible efficiency.
I was going to say they're not very.
No, they look badass when you open your drawer and all your ties are rolled up. They look super cool, and depending on the socks.
But you're wasting like 30% of the space of that drawer, right?
Yeah, but it looks super cool.
Yeah.
So it's a trade off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, nobody needs closets, I'll say.
Yeah.
But they just make your life so much better. Everything's more efficient. Then you get into the cooler things. Once you get like the basics, you can get into watch holders, you can get into the tie drawers, you can get into ones that open up like a store with like little square compartments so all your ties are laid out. You can get into custom jewelry drawers where all the necklaces are laid out, or bracelets have compartments. So that's the stuff that
Shoe racks?
Yeah, we do. There's like pull-out shoe racks, or just
You're totally going to sell them on some closets.
tilted shoe shelves.
You need it.
But again, the shoe shelves, we can do a flat one or an angled one. So like as far as basics go, it's flat or angled. We tend to really, depending on the size of the closet, we would probably suggest flat, because you can use it for a purse.
Right.
You can use it for shoes. You can put a sweater there. It's multi-purpose. The angled ones are pretty much for shoes at that point. You're only going to put shoes there. You can put a purse there or a sweater, but it's going to slide forward.
What I like about the flat one, so we did that in our front closet, is you can even, the way we designed it is one of the shelves can come out.
Yep.
So in the change of season, if you're going to have boots, you can put your boots there, right?
Yeah.
I haven't figured out a way yet to protect it from moisture. I'm always fearing that. Like if we're putting our wet boots on the shelf, there should be something under there to...
You get a liner of some sort.
Yeah.
Well, again, not to nerd out too much, but California Closets uses really good wood. They get it out of Quebec where that train derailed like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so do we. And the closets are generally particle board, and particle board gets a bad rap because of IKEA, who just mass produces the crappiest quality of particle board because it's cheap, which is fine because they have there's a need for that, there's a market. But the stuff that California Closet would use, or what we would use, you don't need to worry about it. It's the melamine is thermally fused, so they use heat and pressure to kind of bond it all together, opposed to just glue and paper.
Okay.
Which again, not to nerd out too much, but don't worry about it. You just any scratches, just wipe it off, and you're good.
I think he knows his closets.
I'd say so.
Now, having said that, we mentioned your competitor a few times.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to have some of our clients listening and quite a few of our followers listening that always wanted a custom closet.
Well,
I think people love that stuff.
The last time we brought up James from Mint Garage,
yep,
who does also does epoxy floors in garages. We had, I think, from that podcast, there was like 3 people messaged me.
Oh, he's got ton of business from our podcast, and well, not only my business too.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and listen to that one. Is it epoxy or polyaspartic?
He offers both. So I just had my garage finished, and he did the polyaspartic coating to mine, and looks freaking phenomenal. And for those of you that are still waiting for the final product on our Instagram, it's coming soon. The heaters are still in there, and it's...
Do you have a before and after picture? Because you had a lot of stuff in there.
I did. I don't know if I have before with all the crap in there, but...
Proper storage would have helped to accommodate all that stuff, by the way.
So...
True. Yeah, true.
That's something that maybe I'll discuss with Sean, but...
does that guy not do cabinets too? He just
he does.
I don't know if he does cabinets, actually.
Oh, well, what did he offer you? Oh, the slat board.
He does the slat wall.
Is that popular? I see a lot of people do that.
Popular.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's,
So you buy accessories that hang on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to need something because I don't know where all this shit's going to go now that the floor is dry and I can park on it in a few days.
When did you do it?
They started on Monday with the whole process.
This Monday.
Past Monday.
So you can park in it now. You should be able to.
Probably. I don't know. He just did the final coating on Friday.
Yeah.
Had the heaters running in there, so I don't know. He's coming by today to have a look at it. So just going back to closets real quick, we mentioned California Closets, probably one of your biggest competitors, especially there in Oakville. You're in Burlington.
Well, they're not really a competitor, but yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Let's get you some business here and figure out what's the difference. So if you're coming to quote on Adrian's closet, which hopefully you will do in the near future, I like to sell him shit.
Yeah, I like that too.
And he calls California Closets, and they come over for their quotation as well. And he says, well, Sean, what's the difference between you and California Closet?
Okay, yeah, sure. So I guess I will say what's kind of neat, and the closet world's a really small world. And California Closets was started by a guy named Neil Balter, and he built it, sold a bunch of franchises, and kind of sold the whole company to private equity in Toronto, or Williams Sonoma, who then sold it to private equity in Toronto.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't know how true it is, but the story is he spent all the money, and like millions upon millions of dollars, apparently spent it all. It was broke. Came back to the U.S. and then got together with ClosetMaid, who the factory, who I mentioned earlier, made parts for. And then he got together with ClosetMaid and said, okay, you make wire closets. Wire's kind of old. You're missing the boat. You need to do laminate. Got together with the factory and said, I need you to make all the stuff for us. So that's how it came about. So all the specs we use were basically taken from California Closets back in the day, because he basically invented the whole industry. So he kind of said, well, here are the specs we use. Now, since then, some differences have happened. The biggest difference with us and California Closets is they have gotten away from individually made manufacturing centers and got to one big mass production center in Michigan. So if you call California Closets Oakville, they will say, yeah, we'll sell you stuff. They order it from Michigan, and then they truck it in. And then, so horrible for the environment for the first reason. Second reason is they don't really have the flexibility we have. By having everything made in Burlington, we can custom make it. We can, if you have a window you want to work around, we can work around the window. We can just have a lot more capabilities that way.
Well, and supporting local.
Plus, if something goes wrong, and we don't want it to, but it does, we can get it a lot quicker than getting it from Michigan, which can take 6 weeks. So our lead time,
I gotta say, it was probably an 8-week process.
Yeah, so our lead time is like 1 to 2 weeks. 1 week for standard stuff, 2 weeks if we have to order in custom doors. So we can run circles around them in that capacity. Mm-hmm. The second thing is, I guess third maybe, we're not a franchise. Like we're not a big corporate company. We're not owned by private equity. It's not just me. There's 7 of us in total, but you're dealing with a person. The money's staying in Burlington. It's how it should be.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work on your website. So if you guys want to check them out, closetenvy.ca,
Mm-hmm.
Portfolio on there. Go onto his Instagram, check it out. Some nice work, some nice stuff
thanks.
for sure.
Yeah, we won awards for garages. Not closets yet, which is kind of frustrating, but garage work we've won awards for. We care. Every little closet is kind of my baby. I am horrible with names. I'm horrible with faces. But if you tell me the street and your closet layout, I'll tell you like what components were in it. and even with my designers, when we meet, every Friday we meet, and they're like, oh yeah, you did work for this lady, and we're going back to do more. And it's like, I don't know who that is. And they show me the closet. I'm like, oh yeah, they had 2 dogs, and they had the kid, and they had this and this and this, and their house had this. They had just got a pool put in, and it's kind of creepy that I can remember that, but I can't remember, what I ate for breakfast today.
Yeah, that's cool. I've always been a big fan of closets. I just never.
It changes your life. Like it ruins you.
And done it.
It's the first thing. If you move, you'll do it again. Absolute first thing you'll do, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, and I literally think about it all the time, especially in my foyer closet, because we've got so much, like with 2 kids, tons of shoes and boots. There's never enough room for jackets ever. So we're always saying, okay, probably not going to wear that one again. Let's put it away for the season. And then, a week later, oh shit, I need that jacket again. And then the top shelf, which is the only shelf, is always jam-packed with stuff. Never know what to put in there, so we got tons of different things in there.
Do you have really high ceilings too?
9 foot.
Okay, high enough.
So lots of room that you could do something with. Although the opening is limited, unless you open it up maybe.
Yeah, the opening would be a standard 80-inch door opening probably.
That was huge for us in the front foyer to get that closet done, although our ceilings in the front foyer, I think, are 12 feet, maybe 11 feet in the closet.
Do you have really tall doors?
So
I think we got 8-foot doors with ours because 9-foot ceilings. So Mattamy gave us 8-foot doors. So I have an 8-foot door.
Okay.
So that's
closet doors.
Yeah, that's really good then.
Yeah. So it I don't know if you've seen my foyer closet, but
I hope so. Your neighbors.
Right now it's a mess, but it does give you a whole lot more space and just organization capabilities. You know, we added the hooks in there for things like keys or the dog's leash and stuff like that. And then, you know, it's tiered so you can have your shorter jackets in one area or for the kids and the other one, the longer ones on the other side. And it just helps. I want to talk about Pantry.
Okay.
So I think for the most part, most of the homes we go into that have kitchen pantries, they look like mine. And that's a fucking shit show, right? You open the pantry doors, there's all kinds of crap in there. You go shopping and you're just putting your new stuff on top of the old stuff. The old stuff gets older, it gets pushed to the back. And then when you finally do a clear out once a year, you're like,
can of tomatoes from 3 years ago.
Yeah. Or, oh my God, we have 12 cans of garbanzo beans.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you do with pantries?
We tell people to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Is what we do, same with closets. But, you know, in pantries, everybody wants really deep storage. But then they get 12 cans of garbanzo beans.
Yeah.
Because, like, stuff is stacked in front of other stuff. So we try to get people to kind of be honest, not be a hoarder. And if we can give them properly, proper depth storage and adjustable shelves, then they can organize it how they need to. So if they want to have one shelf that's tall enough just for beans, hey, they can. If they want to have boxes of cereal all lined up, they can. But when you start putting stuff in front of other stuff, it doesn't work. And we get people who ask us for, you know, they say, my pantry, look how big it is. It's amazing. I want 30-inch deep shelving. And it doesn't work. Like it sure, I'll do it for you, but you're never going to find anything back there. So we really need to convince people to trust us that, like, we know what we're doing and that you don't need super duper deep shelving. You know, we can do drawers in there as well, but drawers, stuff gets hidden and stuff gets lost.
So maybe that would be why you see a lot of pantries where you've got the racks on the inside of the door, perhaps, and then a shallower drawer.
I don't know if I'm totally following you, but
so let's say, because you're talking about the drawers being, or the shelves, whatever, being too deep, and things just get hidden back there, right?
Yeah, they get lost.
Yeah, so if you were to put, let's say, spice racks or whatever, some sort of storage on the inside of the doors to the pantry, and that takes up, I don't know, a few inches, which means you have to have shorter drawers.
Inside, yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
So that's probably better use of the space.
Don't put those racks on Mattamy.
Oh shit! The doors would fall off. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, you know, it depends on the pantry. So depending on what the wall layout is, usually if the door swings in, or do you guys have the door swing out? How are yours?
So my pantry is just maybe that's why you didn't understand me.
Kitchen
Mine's
cabinets.
like cabinetry pantry, not a separate room.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, same thing for mine.
Yeah. Okay. So then stuff like that generally. So oftentimes when we go into a house, when people say, "Hey, I have a pantry," it's a whole room that's off their kitchen. When you have the cabinet style pantry, then pull-out shelves is pretty much all we can do for you. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything on the back of any cabinet door. It's not thick enough.
Oh, okay.
It won't depend. Like if you have a shaker door,
especially builder grade.
It depends. Like builders, they don't make their own door, so they're going to get Barzotti's mass production line to do it, and the door profile will determine how thick the door is. And so if you have a recessed center panel, you might only have a 1/4 inch of wood there.
Yeah.
And you put anything through that, and it's going to poke out the other side.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure you see it when you go into kitchen. People put like a towel bar under their sink, and 2 screw holes are poking out.
Never see that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I think they're great to do, and I think they're one of those things that people should do early on so that they actually get to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Like so many people, especially with what we do in selling houses, people will start doing upgrades towards the end when they're selling. Like my neighbor just replaced
I don't get that. Why?
Yeah, my neighbor just replaced his kitchen, my other neighbor. And he's selling, I think, in January, maybe even December.
Good for you, because you're going to sell the house.
But do it, 2-3 years ahead and enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new kitchen?
No. Kind of afraid to. That's another thing. A lot of people And this could be, one of the big
He didn't
differences.
even get your opinion.
No.
Yeah.
You're
What's
going to
that
be
about?
listing the house and he didn't bring you through?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Be a big surprise. But some people just have terrible taste.
Funny you say that. I wanted a red kitchen, and my realtor said, like, you live in Burlington, you need to do beige.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know, but I don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
the next people. This is for me. And she's like, if you want to sell, you don't do a red kitchen. Like, I thought like blood red lower cabinets or something, or like, but now black is like coming in with gold and blue, and
If you're okay changing it later on, then do what you want.
I just left it.
Yeah. That's a safer bet.
Yeah.
I remember one time I had a client and we knew he was going to be selling. So he just started doing stuff to his house. And again, wasn't asking my opinion. And one day he called me, I'm so excited. I painted my dining room. So I went over and it was lime green.
Oh.
And he showed me this picture in a magazine.
It wasn't even an in style.
No,
lime
it
green.
was
like
terrible.
Puke green.
Yeah. And so I had him repaint it.
Now, are you like, oh yeah, it looks good?
No, I had to be
Just
honest.
like flat out, like.
Yeah, because I knew if I don't tell him the truth, then when I tell him to repaint, I can't, there's no way to
He'll
justify
be like, hey man,
it.
you told me it was nice.
Yeah. There's lots of people who do that, like houses we've been into where people do their own flooring, and it's just like one guy put cork flooring down, and it was like all wavy.
Oh, God.
So and that might be a big difference for people that are considering like IKEA versus doing it professionally and having a designer come in and tell them this is what you should do. This will make it more functional, and actually learning about how they use their space and what sort of things they have, and what sort of features would be good.
Well, and you basically said this earlier, any competent closet company will have line drilling going down their panels, and that gives you the flexibility to adjust it. So if you want to add more shelves, you can. You want to take a shelf out, you can. If you want to move the bar up because your kids are not going to be 2 feet tall forever, you can move that bar up.
Yeah.
You can, if you develop scoliosis and you can't stand up and you need to move your bar down, you can move your bar down. So anything is possible if you have a proper closet company do the work. If you have a guy who goes to Home Depot, buys some sheets of MDF and paints it white and nails everything in together, what you see is what you get. And it's okay, it's a closet organizer, but
it's funny you say that, because there's a company in town. I won't mention them because he does a fair amount of work. But when I had my closets done and was chatting about it with several different clients, they're like, oh, yeah, but why didn't you use...
What's his name?
We've been in trouble for mentioning things.
Tell me later. I want to know now.
Okay.
And so...
I'm really curious.
So I'm like, oh, well, I really liked the style and design, and I wanted more custom.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you get the Hyundai? Why'd you get the Ferrari? I don't know. So anyway, I went to their house because we were planning on selling, and they used this person to install the closet. Fine. It's a closet, but it was no better than what was there, what the builder put in. Like, you might as well have just put in a couple of extra racks and called it a day. And it literally looked like you went to IKEA.
Well, they should have done it on their own, probably.
Would have saved probably money. Like, go to one of those places that just have the prefab stuff, or go to IKEA.
Like, do it right or don't.
It literally looked like they went to IKEA, grabbed some of their closet system stuff, and on a weekend just decided, okay, we'll put this there, this fits there. And there was so much space that wasn't used. Yeah. It made the closet actually less... It provided less space in the closet and didn't make it very functional. So, yeah, you only paid half of the amount I did to get this closet installed. But exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll tell you off
yeah,
record.
We see that a lot, and it's, I much prefer when people do it themselves because they tried. Like, A for effort, man. You tried to do this.
Yeah, if it looks like shit and you fucked up, it's on you.
If you paid someone, and like... That guy shouldn't be going home at night being like, oh, yeah, I did a good job. He should be saying, like, I need to improve. Look at what it could be.
Yeah.
And that sucks, like, that people pay money and they're proud of it.
Although you did say earlier, and I'll kind of agree with that IKEA, which sells, the most basic products, some of them look good, but
There's a market for it.
there's a market for it.
Yeah.
And that's why they do so well.
Yeah.
Did you hear they're opening an IKEA downtown Toronto? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, pretty crazy. A huge,
Where are they going
huge
to
new
park?
store.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
I don't know. Maybe they'll develop some kind of underground parking or.
We have that one in Burlington right near my house and right near our shop, and I won't even go past it on a weekend because
That's crazy.
Oh, on
the
the
parking
weekend,
going
it's
in.
Well, it's like
is
the
a disaster.
premium outlets here. I haven't
Yeah,
been there
on-
forever
on Trafalgar?
Yeah. It's a great spot, but the last 2 times I tried to go, which was before the parking garage, so it may have changed.
And they expanded that already.
Yeah, they added a lot more shops.
It's like 5 floors or something, isn't the parking there?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But before the parking, and maybe still the same, I went to the place. I was driving around for 10 minutes. I could not find parking, so I left.
Yeah.
So it's
You see, the key
crazy.
is, and that's part of the benefit of being a realtor, if you want to go to the
you go
outlets, just
the right
go
time.
like on a Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning. It's
Right.
There's not many people there.
Well, most
that's the
realtors
secret.
aren't even awake by that time.
Right. That's true. We
true.
found that out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You live in Burlington.
I do.
Where?
Uh,
Near IKEA, we heard.
Yeah, I'm right downtown. So my shop is behind Discovery Ford, so Brant
Yeah.
and Fairview.
Yep.
And my house is on Ghent, so I live
Yeah.
800 meters from my.
Can walk to work.
I should, but I bring my dogs to work every day,
Oh, cool.
and I justify it to myself this way: that I bring my dogs, I feed them raw food, and one of them likes to throw up after he eats, and then he eats it again, so it's not a big deal. But it's super gross.
Oh, man.
But so I'm like, all right, I'm going to feed you at work where we have, concrete floors
Yeah.
with epoxy, so I don't have to deal with it. I'm about to get my carpets cleaned, and then I'm going to rip them up because they.
Why are you going to clean them and then rip them up?
So this past weekend, my dog.
Good question.
Yeah, I know it is.
Are you selling them?
No, so my dog. We went to. I call it the garbage dump. It's right behind Mercedes. It's the old Burlington garbage dump, and it's fenced in. And I take my dogs there. There's a road. So
Off of Waterdown Road there?
yeah, kind of right
Yeah, yeah.
on the highway. You see it, but there's a bunch of deer there. So the dogs chase the deer. There's also, because the deer, there's coyotes, and a coyote killed the deer, and then my dog found that deer and started eating it,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
threw up in the middle of the night, and there was deer in my house. So I like to do things like spur of the moment impulse, and I like that morning I called the carpet cleaner, like, get your ass over here now, clean the shit. And he's like, oh, as soon as I can come is Wednesday or whatever, Thursday. So he's coming tomorrow, so I'm going to clean them, then I'm going to rip them up after not right away. I need to do a brick wall on one wall, and then I will, once all the mortar has like ruined my carpet, then I'll rip up the carpet
Yeah.
and redo the stairs.
Dogs
So-
like that for some reason. My brother lives in Huntsville, and
The blood.
his little dog, if it gets away, runs into the forest and finds a deer, he'll just eat it.
Yeah, it's gross.
Or bring some back. It's.
It's.
I mean, that's just
like they're dogs. They're doing what
That's
dogs
how
do.
they- yeah,
So I
that's
get
what
it.
they do.
I can't get mad at my dog for it.
no, but
but-
they're pets. They're not. Their stomachs probably aren't designed for that.
No, my dogs eat raw food. So
Oh, so they should be okay.
yeah, like it's chicken and stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Chicken, beef.
Didn't you have Carter on a raw food diet?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's
We had
phenomenal.
him. We had to go through. That's one thing I didn't try. Perhaps I should have, but it took us probably 2 years to find.
Should have. He's
food.
not dead yet.
Well, I'm not going to change his diet now. German Shepherd, sensitive stomach. So
Well, that's why raw food is the key.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took us about 2 years to find a food that would not cause him to get all dry. He'd have allergic reaction, and he'd get all dry and flaky. But he's on this food now that works really well. So I'm not changing it.
Yeah, don't rock
Yeah.
that boat. I had
Except
that.
it's salmon flavored or whatever.
Yep.
So after he eats,
Come give me a kiss.
Oh, he stinks.
Yeah, bad breath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the room where he's eating, you can smell it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
probably just desensitized to it now.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about today?
See, that's why I feed my dogs at work, because I don't want to smell it at my house.
Yes.
So I drive to work every day.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Except we can't really bring pets here because we give our neighbor a hard time because
Yeah?
he's always
No
got
pets.
cats and dogs in there. And Ariel's allergic to cats.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not.
allergic to most dogs too.
I'm not a cat person, but like dogs, I think it makes their work environment better.
Yeah.
Customers
Are you
like
telling us to stop talking?
it. Go time? Oh,
Oh.
I'm just making sure.
Oh.
One battery is
This
on its way out.
are we on our?
We've
No,
just been
the
sitting
memory
here
card,
memory
maybe.
card went.
chatting.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah, it's out of memory.
Oh, so there's no camera on me anymore?
No, that's what I was going like this, and you
Oh.
were not listening to me. I was
Oh.
like,
That's
Well,
funny.
You're not important.
I can hold my phone up if you want.
It's okay. The iPhone's probably caught me.
Well, I'm all chatted out anyway today.
Yeah.
We
Well, thank
talked
you
a
for
little
coming
bit
on.
closets
Yeah, my pleasure.
and-
Something that comes up often, so it's nice to, and that's another big thing is finding reputable, reliable people we can refer clients to.
well, let's just actually circle back to the
Oh.
beginning, because part of why we touched base with you, because we've never met before, and we
Yeah.
didn't know your business, you didn't know ours, but we are both Baumler approved companies.
Yep.
And how long have you been Baumler approved?
I think 4 years, and we're closing on 5.
So we just we're in our infancy in our first year, but part of our vision is to pair up and friend up with good people and good organizations that are local and that can serve our clients, that can serve our followers, and we thought you would be a good fit, and
Cool.
we want to get other suppliers and providers, and
Maybe I'll have to
businesses.
test them out first before we start referring them.
Yeah.
so you,
You know-
can go over to Adrian's place next week. He'd love a quote on his front foyer closet.
Ariel will send you his credit card information.
Yeah. All right.
I will actually. I would love to have you over to give us some ideas on our pantry in the kitchen,
Sure.
even the pull-out drawers or whatever. Maybe even talk a little garage shop stuff. But yeah, that's how we came to get in touch, and we really appreciate having you on today.
Cool.
And,
Thanks for having me. I can
if
nerd out and
anybody
talk
wants
closets all day
to-
long.
Yeah.
If you want.
Anybody wants to?
Well, you
get
can
a
because your
quote?
camera's working. So by all means, if you want, I'll leave and
Yeah,
you two can
talk
just
by
keep
myself
going. And what's that?
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Leave.
We're done.
Goodbye. See ya.